This video will walk you through the process of entering independent expenditures into a report when the independent expenditure is disseminated in an earlier reporting period than it is paid. In this video, we will be disclosing an independent expenditure for a $10,000 media buy that was disseminated on March 1st, 2016 during the April quarterly reporting period. However, it will not be paid for until the next reporting period. Beginning at the Summary Page tab of your committee's report, highlight line 24, then right-click and choose New. Start by entering the necessary information for the vendor. Click on the vendor's name in the box below, or if it does not appear, click once in the name field and hit the Tab key to enter the vendor's information. Since the independent expenditure was disseminated but not yet paid, you should report the transaction as a memo entry using the date it was publicly disseminated. This means you should only provide one date, the dissemination date, and then check the memo box. This will ensure the transaction appears on your report, but does not affect your cash on hand total since the money has not yet left your account. You will then need to check the aggregate box to ensure accurate aggregate totals on this report and future reports. Next, enter the amount and purpose of disbursement. If you are unsure of the cost of the independent expenditure at this time, an estimated cost should be entered in the amount field. You should also be sure to note that the amount is an estimate in the description field. Now, continue entering all of the required information for line 24. Once all of the necessary information for an independent expenditure has been entered, click OK to return to the summary page. Next, we need to enter the transaction as a debt on Schedule D because the expenditure has been disseminated, but the committee has not yet paid for the service. To add a debt owed to the vendor, highlight line 10, Other Debts Owed by the Committee. Right-click and choose New. Find the vendor in the box below and click on it so it populates in the name field. Then, enter the date, amount, and purpose of the debt. Click OK to return to the summary page. At this time, there are no further reporting requirements on the Form 3X until the payment is made to the vendor for the debt. Keep in mind that a 24 or 48-hour report may need to be filed. Once the debt is paid to the vendor, the payment should be reflected on both line 24 of Schedule E and line 10 of Schedule D on the Form 3X for that reporting period. To do this, you only have to create one transaction in FEC file, and it will show up on both the disbursement and debt schedules. First, go to the Loans Debts tab by clicking the icon on the toolbar. Here, right-click on the debt to which you want to add a payment and select Loan Debt Payments. In the Loan Debt Payments box, click on Add New and then select line 24 as the type of disbursement you want to make. Select the vendor from the box below, then add the dates, amount, and purpose of disbursement. Keep in mind, if your original memo entry on Schedule E was an estimated amount, but you have paid the debt for the actual amount owed, please state that this payment is for the correct amount and tie it to the original line 24 entry by providing information in the description field. You then want to select whether the candidate is supported or opposed, the candidate's name, the election and year of election, and the candidate's office sought, state, and district. Please note, the aggregate box should not be checked for this transaction. Aggregation already occurred on the previous report where the memo entry was reported to disclose dissemination of the independent expenditure. Once all of the information for the debt payment has been entered, click OK. Then, return to the summary page screen. Here you will notice the debt payment is added to line 24 of the detailed summary page. The payment amount will also be deducted from line 10 to show the debt has been paid off. Keep in mind that the treasurer's signature should always appear in the Sign for Scheduled E field on any report that contains a Schedule E. To do this, go to your Reports tab, right-click on the report, and choose Modify. Here, you can sign the report for Schedule E. For additional reporting requirements and scenarios for independent expenditures, please continue to watch the next videos in our Independent Expenditures series.